I'm so much better with other people.
This is going to be so different than what you're
Then Bird, right? But Jeannie, you have to have the mic close to your mouth. So
Okay,
get
sorry.
yourself comfortable if you need to sit where you want to sit, and you'll forget it's there, but you have to have it like right up in your mouth.
Okay, is that all right?
That's fine.
Okay.
Is that okay, Halsey?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I don't know. Do I do an intro? So I'm with Lynn Grusin and Jeannie Turbo, and we are going to talk today about the 21-day fix because we're going to start it really soon, like in the next couple days. And I measured myself and weighed myself, and it was horrific.
See, I'm not ready to do that yet.
It was awful.
I want to do the 21-day fix for like a week and then do that.
Then do that.
But then you're like 1 week short.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
But so my friend, I have a friend.
feel better, but
One of my coworkers has did 21-day fix like 2 years ago. So when I first started working with her, she wasn't huge, but she was bigger.
Right.
And she did it, and it like spurred. Now she's like Beachbody everything. Like she's obsessed with all the different workouts. But she told me she goes back and does 21-day fix. Like she's like, whenever I'm looking for like a little tune up or something, I continue to do all their workouts. I drink the shakes. I eat well. But she's like, I feel like I need to like, it's almost like a cleanse for her. And she goes back and does it and starts at day one with the workouts and stuff and does the thing again. So I was like, I'll do it once. And then maybe I'll, keep doing it as a tune up.
Oh my God. I don't know. It was a wake up call for me to measure. Did you measure, Lynn, and weigh?
I measured last week
Oh.
and I wasn't happy, but to be fair, last week was my week where I get bloated, so I'm going to measure again.
And not to mention, it's like
Hopefully
the
make
week
me feel
after
better.
New Year's,
Right.
like gluttonous holiday. It's hard to do it right after that.
But
But it's
is
the right
it
time.
hard or is it awesome?
Yes.
Because then you go, all right, I got it. This is ridiculous. Because that's what I did is when I went to bed last night, I was like, okay, it's over. This is over. The game over. I am now going to seriously do the 21-day fix, like super committed. Whereas before I was like, oh, it's going to suck. I'm going to hate it. I didn't feel that way after I measured and took a picture.
Yeah.
The side view.
No.
It was awful. It was awful. But then I read through the whole thing last night. I read the whole thing before I went to bed. And I actually was a little bit encouraged because you can eat
Yes.
like normal stuff.
Totally.
Yeah.
After I read the whole thing too, it made me feel like this is really manageable.
Yeah.
I can do it. I also did do 2 workouts last week just
You
to like
did?
see. I kind of have to like mentally prepare myself for everything. I
Same.
can't just go in blindly. So
Yeah, same.
I had read all the materials and then I was like, I'm going to do the workouts, and just so that when I started, I was going to still start on day 1, but I'll know. So the day 1 workout, I like couldn't walk for 2 days.
Oh my God.
Just a heads up. So now I'm hoping that it's not as bad this time. There's this part that's called the surrenders.
Surrenders?
That's what Autumn calls it. Other people, when I described what it was, they were like, oh, there's other, someone, I do it at a workout class and they call it this. But it's the ones so you have a weight, although she always says modify. Like if something's getting too hard, modify it. But you have a weight and you're going down on one knee, then down on the other knee, and then coming back up, which honestly doesn't seem like a big deal. But on my 47-year-old knees and thighs, like that's what killed. The next day, like my thighs were burning. Just like sitting down on the toilet, I wanted to cry. Like it hurt so bad.
What is alarming about that, Jeannie, is I just ran a 5K with you.
Yeah.
You're actually in pretty decent shape.
I have stamina. Like I can
You
run
totally
far,
have stamina.
But running is great and it's really good cardio, but you're not working all those muscles.
Right,
like,
right.
I worked muscles in that workout that probably haven't been touched in years.
And that's what I'm scared of.
That scares me too.
And then
now I'm scared.
But here's the other thing though, it's only 30 minutes. And I always say to myself, like, it's the same thing with running. I can do anything for 30 minutes. I can do anything for 40 minutes. Like whatever I set out to do something, if it's a workout class at 60, I can do it's 60 minutes. Like what's the big deal?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
This is only a
minutes.
30-minute workout and it counts down the whole time.
Right.
So I kept saying like, you're halfway through, you're halfway this. And she is very encouraging throughout the whole thing. Although like her body is sick.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's no way she eats anything.
It's like the scene from that movie with Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling when she's like, "Are you kidding me?" When he walks in the room and he has that insane body.
I don't know what movie that is.
Easy A or something like
Oh, Easy A? Yeah, I didn't see
So,
Easy A.
anyways, it's like she comes on and you're like, are you kidding me? Like, it's like a joke. Like, her body's insane. But she has people of all different types of bodies surrounding her
Right.
and then showing different modifications if you need to change it. But then I feel like a total slacker. So I didn't put down that weight.
Right.
Because I was like, I can do this.
Right.
And then I probably
you can't get on the
probably
toilet.
should have
You
put
can't
down
get
the
on
weight.
the toilet. Then I was stuck up, Darren.
But the
I
girl
can't
who
get on
was
the
modifying
toilet.
was like the big girl. And I'm like, I don't want to be the big girl with the modifying.
Oh, I'm all about the big girl. If I can't do it.
No.
But I've been thinking, maybe I'm really stupid then, because I told Bert maybe I should do 2 a day.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I
no,
don't
no,
think, not 2 of hers, but like
Oh,
hers and
yeah.
then row, or hers and then walk.
Or hers in like yoga or something.
Totally.
For the stretching. Because I did stretch for a really long time. I like way more than what she had us stretching just because I knew I was going to be sore. It still
Right.
clearly did not help.
Right.
But I stretched a lot for a long time after just because I was like, this is going to kill. I knew it would. And it did.
Oh my God, I'm scared. Lynn,
But
are
it's
you
only
scared?
30 minutes. It's only 30 minutes.
I had this before. Like before you mentioned it, I was like, oh, I'm going to do a 21-day fix. This was, I don't know, last year maybe? I don't know. We won't go back that far. But so I tried it, and it was the same time that we were doing, what's the thing we used to do? Pure Barre.
Pure Barre, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And I was like, I'll do Pure Barre and I'll do this. There's no way in hell. You cannot just.
But
it's-
those are 2 of the same thing.
I mean, I guess
I was
that's
talking about
true.
doing like just straight cardio, like chick walk, or
I mean, I
like
could do
row
I
weight.
think
that.
that's fine.
Like for
I think
30
like going
minutes,
because I'm
not
gonna
an
have to
hour.
walk both my dogs also in the same day, and I
Right,
still
right.
did
Right.
doing that. And I mean, the walking is, I think, when we do the little quick walking is great.
Yeah, the quick walk, the chick walk
Yeah.
is good,
Yeah.
but not an hour, like 30 minutes.
Yeah, no,
Like a
I
30-minute
couldn't do anything else just because you get exhausted. And my biggest concern about doing this whole thing is I can maybe get through like everything else, but I'm just worried about like the end of the day. I have to figure out how to schedule the time in for the workout. Because if I don't go to a class, I won't do it. I'm like,
You won't do it first thing in the morning?
I-
You won't this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to dress to work out, drop my kid off at school, walk in the door and work out. Like before I do anything else at all, before I even walk the dogs. Walking the dog is going to come after that workout.
So my plan is, since I'm doing it in my office behind the garage, I actually am going to have to do it at 6:10. So then
6:10 a.m.?
a.m. So I'll do it at 6:10, but
you're
that's fine.
hardcore.
And then I'll do my half hour, and then I'll stretch, and I'll be back in the house by 6:45, 6:50. Get the kids fed, get lunches made, get them out the door. But I have to be at my desk for work by 8:15. Like I mean,
Right.
at my house, but I have to be on
Right.
email.
Right.
Or I mean, I have a lot of conference calls, so if I wait, it'll just keep getting put off and put off, put
Right.
off. So I've decided it's only 30 minutes. I can do it. I'm usually lying in bed, like thinking I have to get up soon anyways. So just
Right.
get your ass out of bed.
Well, that's a good plan.
Yeah.
I already get up at 5:45 so that
Right.
Georgia can go to show choir. I'm not getting up at 5:15.
No.
No.
So I will do it like drop them off and just come straight home. Like have it ready. So I just go. You know, because I can get it ready before I leave Isla. Like I can get it all up on my TV.
Right.
So that when I walk in the door, I can just go, we're doing it right now.
So, and the other thing I thought was interesting is like I've been drinking the shakes for a while.
Yeah.
But I always I have my coffee and then I have my shake and that's my breakfast. When I was reading over the materials, she wants it as a snack.
Yeah.
Like it's not your breakfast. It's
No.
your mid-morning snack. And I
Right.
was like, well, that's like, you know, it all seems like as long as we're prepared and the food is
Yeah.
all prepared, then it all seems manageable because you're kind of eating a lot. Snacks, it's healthier.
Yes.
But you're feeling full.
Well, my question was this. This is something I was like feeling a little bit daunted about. We have the containers, right? And you have a certain number of containers. Like I figured up how many calories I'm supposed to eat a day. It's only 1,200, which is not a lot. But so I have to fill the containers, but then I also have to track my calories. So, right? Because if you fill one container with one type of carb, that's a different calorie than if you fill that same container with, like, if I put like a fruit as opposed to a piece of bread.
Yes.
They go in the same container, but they obviously have different calorie counts.
Right.
So I guess we then have to track our calories as well. Is that right?
Well, she puts down exactly what she wants going into each container, whether she wants it like a carb or a fruit or a veggie.
Yes.
So I think that kind of helps
That helps.
because based on the space, unless you're like really shoving
Right.
as much pasta in there as you can.
I can get it in there.
It
One more
should.
grain of
You
rice.
need it.
One more grain of rice.
One more.
Double the quinoa, double the fun. Right. I don't know. That was my one question because I was like, holy cow, am I going to have to go on like lose it or some calorie tracker and like log.
You
what
know,
I've
you can track
eaten, and
calories on your Fitbit too.
I don't have a Fitbit.
Oh.
I have a Apple Watch.
Oh, okay. So I've done it. I'm not doing it now, but I have tracked them on my Fitbit on the app.
Right.
But I don't want to do both.
Yeah, I don't want to do both either.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to be at the end of 21 days and have lost 3 pounds.
Right.
Because I'm eating a whole grain bagel a day or whatever, and
Right.
I've screwed myself calorie wise. And I'm eating 1,500 calories instead of 1,200 calories unknowingly.
I think
you know what
probably
I mean?
after the first week you'll have it down.
I'll figure it
and
out.
You'll know.
Well, I said to Bert, I was like, I think I want to. I guess there's this website. Let me see. I wrote it down. Called. I wrote it somewhere. Like Total Fix Hub or something. Did you say 21dayfixhub.com where she has a ton of sample meal plans. So I was thinking about, just printing a lot of those out and figuring out my whole first week, like almost every meal.
Yeah.
So that I go, okay, this is what I'm doing today. And it's all kind of ready. And I think as the weeks go on, that would
You'll figure out what you like and what you don't like.
yeah, and that would be less. That would take less time. And go ahead and make, like you were talking about, the seasonings.
Yeah. The seasonings were good. I did make some of those because I had a little bit more time over the holidays. So I was playing around and just like sprinkling them on vegetables if you're doing a steamed vegetable.
Right.
It made a big difference.
It did?
I used to use it all the time, that 21 seasoning salute from Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
know
used to
what
like
that
sprinkle that on sandwiches. And it's amazing how much, like instead of putting mayonnaise, it'll add like a lot of
flavor. Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll make a couple. I thought I would make a salad dressing for the week and a couple of those seasoning packet things that she comes up with, and like start my week off having that already.
Right.
So then
It's all about planning, I think.
I think it is all
'Cause
about
it's when you're all of a
planning.
sudden starving and you have nothing
Yeah.
ready
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we get in trouble. Yeah.
It is.
I'm going to start on. So what I do for just our household on Sundays is I sit down and I go, this is what we're doing for dinners. This is what each kid is doing for lunch because of course they don't like the same thing. And this is what we're doing for breakfast. So I know that like for the week, I know what I'm doing. So I'm just going to do that for the 21 day fix too. Just start. The hardest thing is going to be, the kids are going to want pasta. Well, I thought in my mind, I would not have bread or pasta during these 21 days. Mm-hmm. And of course, my sister-in-law just sends me, oh, let's go to this restaurant on Friday. And it's the pasta place. I'm like,
Oh, jeez.
I know. So, but I'm going to try to make it work. I'm going to do a salad, just stick away from the pasta. Because if I don't, I just won't do it. It's
Right.
too hard. It's too hard to coordinate everybody's schedule.
Right.
So if I sit down on Sundays and I do it, the whole thing has been working so far. So now I'm just adding another level of the 21 day fix for myself.
Right. Well, I have 2 things to add to that. One is in her 21 day fix, she has a list of like, if you're going to dinner, here's
I
the
saw that.
things, and then here's the containers it takes place of. So that's kind of helpful. But the other thing I thought of was, I shop on QVC. I don't know if you guys know that, but I do because
You got an air fryer.
I got a lot of good things on QVC. You can take the girl out of the redneck. Can't take the redneck out of the girl. So I bought this 2-person rice cooker on QVC. 2 for 1, and they cost me like $15 each. But the reason I bring this up is because I bought it for the 21 day fix
Yeah.
because I thought
That's
if
what
the
you
kids
said.
want pasta, I just dump brown rice or quinoa or whatever in there, and you just add the portion, whatever it says the portion is, and turn it on, and you don't even have to watch it. It just cooks until it's done and turns off. So I thought that may be a way that I can manage around eating whatever they're eating that I can't eat.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just
I know
have
it's
that
hard
little
being a
tool.
short order chef, like where
It is.
my kids also don't always like the same things. And so I have to I feel like and it's just exhausting making something different for every person.
It is exhausting. And then we have, Blue Apron sponsors Bert's podcast. So we have 2 meals a week that we love with Blue Apron. And I was just talking to him on the phone, and I was like, how am I going to manage that?
Although I've heard portion-wise, those are pretty good.
They are. And there's not a lot of bad carbs. So I think I may just have to figure out, like
ones
ahead
are
of
the
time
best?
on this night, I'm making this Blue Apron because I get them on Tuesdays, but I usually don't cook them until the weekend.
Oh,
so
really?
that'll give me a few days to figure out what containers, I guess that.
Right.
takes
I
up.
heard that the whole reason she started this is because she was at a restaurant and ordered a salad and like thought she's being good, but it's like, you know, the salads at restaurants are enormous.
Yeah.
And so she actually like broke it down, and that's why the containers came out, is because like if she broke it down, it would be fitting into like 15 containers. Like it was just so many servings. But you think you're ordering a salad and you're being healthy.
Right. And you're overeating. And you're overeating what you think is healthy food, but calorically,
it's really high.
it's really high. That makes sense. That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm starting to feel a little bit better.
Yes.
Are
It's
you-
only 3 weeks.
It's
30
only
minutes.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
But God, I need to do something. I don't hate being in my mid 40s, but so much stuff changes, right?
Yeah. I don't mind being this age, and I love the age my kids are at. I think it's a fun age.
Totally.
But I don't feel like I have any time for me
No,
to take care of myself.
no, I don't either. That is very true.
No, and I always thought as the kids get older, I'll have more time, but I just don't.
I'm the same way. I thought the same way. I thought as they got older, I'd have more time, but I don't either. But I work for Bert a lot, and Jeannie, you have a full-time job, and Lynn, you consult legally with you're a legal consultant for your father-in-law who's a lawyer.
Yeah.
So we all have jobs. I mean, Jeannie has a more intense and more time-consuming job than we do, but yeah, the days fill up with shit.
Yeah.
Right? With calling the electrician to come fix this outlet, with taking the dog on a walk, with the vet and the dentist and the blah and the
And
blah.
the 5 grocery stores we have to shop at.
Totally.
I had to go
the
to Trader
long-
Joe's twice the other day.
I just went and I have to go back again.
No, I went. They didn't have what I needed. The whole reason I went there. And I
Oh,
was
that
like,
happened to me.
And I was like, God damn it.
It's so
Cindy
frustrating.
really needs yogurt because that's what she has for breakfast. So then I have to go to the store, and then I'm like, well, now I don't have one thing I really needed. So I had to go back in the afternoon, and I was like, God damn it. Of course, it was Monday when it was raining.
And heaven forbid those kids don't have exactly
I
what they
know.
need when they need it, right? Those
My
rotten
pediatrician
kids.
always says the same thing when she'll complain about me being a short order chef. Well, this one doesn't like sauce, and this one wants sauce, and this one doesn't eat meat, and this one does eat meat. And she'll say, you are not a short order chef. They will eat what you make, and I promise you, no one has ever starved to death under my care.
Right.
And you look at them and like, no, my kid's not going to starve to death. If they
They're
miss
like,
a meal. But like, I'm Italian. Like, I can't imagine like skipping a meal. Like, that seems crazy to me.
Right. So what do you think is your worst enemy now? What is the thing that you think makes you hold on to extra weight?
Exhaustion.
You think it's exhaustion?
Yes, I think I'm exhausted.
So then, even if you do the 21-day fix, how does that change your exhaustion?
Well, I'm hoping that I think that it's exhaustion, but it's also like some of the exhaustion is caused by the fact that there's depression that you look like this, which can cause the exhaustion.
Yeah.
So I think that if I, could lose some weight and start feeling better about myself, and then maybe it would lift that, and then I'd have more energy.
Working out does give you more energy.
And I do,
but-
honestly, when I wake up early and I used to do a 6 a.m. workout with 2 girlfriends, and it was like a really intense boxing class, and I hated it. When I was waking up at 5:30 and going, I was like cursing. Why the fuck did I say I would do this? I
Totally.
was so angry.
Yeah.
But I came home and I was like, I feel amazing.
I just kicked some ass.
So I totally was happy I did it. And
Right.
that's why, the fact that I was thinking about when am I going to do this and trying to plot out the time. It's getting, I had to wake up at 5:30. I have to roll out of bed at 6:10 and walk outside to do this workout.
Right.
It's only 30 minutes. It's
Right.
totally doable.
Right.
And it should,
I'm so glad you said that it was exhaustion, because I think that exhaustion has so much to do with our general health, not just being overweight. I feel like I am exhausted too because I'm a night owl, and I have to get up at 5:45 to get Georgia to school for show choir, and I get angry if I have to go to bed when I'm supposed to go to bed to get an appropriate amount of sleep. I'm like, fuck you, every single one of you. I get up every morning for your ass. I'm staying up as late as I want. And then I stay up till midnight, and then I have 5 hours sleep, and then I'm a wreck the
Yeah.
next day. So I wonder, for me, how I reconcile that. Like, how do I push that late night? Because I'm not going to not help Georgia be in show choir. That's ridiculous because I'm having a temper tantrum because I don't want to go to bed at 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night. So how do I shift that, like those couple hours at the end of the day where I'm like, this is mine, I'm staying up till midnight. How do I shift that into the middle of the day so I can actually go to bed on time? And how do I get my husband to not want me to stay up till midnight with him? Because he stays up till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning in his job.
Right.
So when he comes home, he's like, "You're going to bed? It's 9:30." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I got up at 5:45."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day I'm so tired. And then he's only home 2 nights a week. So then I go, well, okay, I guess I'll just stay up till midnight. I really want to stay up till midnight anyway. So I'll just stay up till midnight these 2 nights. And then I'm a wreck for the rest of the week. But I think exhaustion has a lot to do with how you eat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How you process your food.
Totally.
And, you know, what you eat.
Yeah.
And how you work out. So I think that's a really valid. What's yours, Lynn?
I think it's along the lines of what Jeannie said. Like, I was trying to lose weight a while ago, and I went to my doctor. I was like, "Look, I don't understand. I am eating right. Because I was tracking all my calories on the Fitbit, and I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing. I was working out, and I just wasn't losing the weight." And he's like, "Are you depressed?" I'm like, "Well, I don't really think so." I'm like, "Well, maybe." And so I was going to therapy with Carter at the time because Carter was having a lot of issues. And I was like, well, maybe I just don't realize it because I'm too busy taking care of everyone else and his issues than to take care of mine. And he said, well, let me just put you on this. It's a mild antidepressant. See how it goes. And then I took it, and then I didn't really notice like, oh, life is great. It's wonderful. I'm fucking amazing. But I was like, okay. And
Did
then
it take the edge off a little bit?
it took the edge off. I wasn't as angry as I was because I was not angry, but I was getting frustrated because I was always doing something for somebody else and doing something for, everybody else but myself.
Well, depression is not necessarily, not being able to get out of bed. I
No,
had
of course.
postpartum,
Oh, no,
and my
yeah.
postpartum was anger. I had rage, and it was postpartum depression. I was depressed.
Yeah.
And I was like taking the lid off my toilet tank and breaking it. I was so angry.
I think that this is like such an even deeper conversation because I think there are so many moms who are suffering with depression and on many different levels. Like things happen in our lives and we don't really have time to truly mourn them because we are just forced to move on.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
you can't sit there and lie in bed and cry all day because you got to pick up someone, drop somebody off. You have to do all this, everyday things. So you also feel really guilty. How can I be depressed? I have these amazing children. I
Yeah.
have this amazing life. We live in this amazing neighborhood with these amazing friends. You have no right. That's in my mind. You have no
Yeah.
right.
Right.
But I definitely think it's there. I don't know. And I take lavender pills, which I guess is a natural. That's what my doctor told me because she asked me to if I wanted to try taking something. And I was like, I'd like to try not to unless did you lose weight taking it?
Is it speed?
Because if so, sign me up.
Don't think I have that.
Is it Ritalin? I'm in.
But the lavender pills definitely I have found took the edge off a little
Really?
bit. It's a natural, if you Google it, I told you.
Right.
If you Google it and start reading about it, it actually can serve as an antidepressant. And I have found that I have a lot of anxiety too, and it's taken the edge off that.
That's interesting because I stopped taking the pills.
You did?
I did. Because I was
That
like, do I
explains a
Well,
lot.
that I was going to say, I was thinking you were being super
joking.
bitchy.
I know. I
No
won't tell
wonder.
You. Yeah, I won't tell you when I did.
What was the window that you were taking this? Was it when you were fuck volunteering at school?
No, I actually was on that at that time. But I did take it and it helped me and I lost a lot of weight. This was for my first brother-in-law's wedding.
Wait, hold on. You took the antidepressant and it helped you, and you did lose a lot of
Yes.
weight.
Oh.
But I don't know if it helped just for that. But it overall,
if it alleviated the depression.
Yeah.
Okay.
Screw 21 Day Fix. Let's just go on antidepressants.
Totally. It's the Prozac / 21 Day Fix. Yes.
It was Wellbutrin.
It's the pharmaceutical beach body.
Let's do 21 Day Fix now, and then in February go on antidepressants.
Totally.
Hey, it might work. I'm just saying. But
Can I still drink wine and drink coffee on antidepressants?
yes, you can.
Okay, good. We're good.
On certain kinds,
It's
yes.
on the kind I was on, because I first took it and like I read through all the pamphlet, and it was like, don't drink, don't drive, don't do this until you know how you're going to react. And I was at the fair one night setting up, and Dina was like, "Oh, you want a beer?" And I was like, "No, I can't. I'm on medication." But I didn't, of course, say what medication I was on. But and then I was like, "Well, maybe I can."
Wait,
like,
you
not
guys
that I had
were
it.
drinking at school?
I wasn't.
No, I'm just kidding.
One or two people have been known to drink at school while setting up for a
I'm
fundraiser.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
After hours, no children present.
No children,
No.
and it was me.
And it wasn't me. I have
saying.
no, well,
I know
no,
who
I
it was.
can't say, never mind.
Yeah.
I plead the fifth.
Okay, well,
Yes.
so yes, you can. Is
Okay.
the bottom line. After you see how you react to the medication.
But you
But
know,
I'm not a doctor, so
Consult your doctor.
Yeah.
so I don't know if you guys heard this podcast, but Bert and I did a podcast with this behavioral analyst. His name was Jair Rodriguez. It's in Bert's Bertcast catalog. It was pretty recently, a couple months. But I kind of broke down in the middle of the podcast because the guy analyzed my test results and determined that I put everyone else's needs in front of my own to the point where it's kind of ridiculous and unhealthy. So, and if you listen to the podcast, it'll really break down what that meant. But I was amazed at how many women and men emailed me about their wives through Bert's website about that information, because they were like, I feel exactly the same way. I feel overwhelmed, and I feel like I don't have time to be overwhelmed, and I feel like I can't feel or process anything that's going on, and I also feel like I don't have another option other than putting everyone in front of myself. And it was really amazing to hear a lot of people, because I know in part of the episode I had talked about, you know, how I used to be this person that I feel like sometimes I am no longer. I have this huge life that happened before I got married and had kids, where I wrote screenplays, and I had all these amazing, exciting, great things to be proud of. And I'm not that I'm not proud of being a mom, and I believe that I am a really good mom, and I'm doing all this stuff, the best that I possibly can. It's very different than having, something that's just yours, and that it's not really completely possible to do both. It's not, I don't think you feel complete in either place if you split too much. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so many women kept going, I feel exactly the same way.
No, you feel like you're half-assing it.
Yeah, half-assing both of them.
And then,
Yeah.
add the, whether it's, the Catholic guilt, the whatever guilt it
Yeah.
is, the enormous guilt
Yeah.
about that I'm half-assing it.
Yes.
It's terrible. And then all you do is someday this, looking to
Right.
this, and so then you're not living in the now. I mean,
Right.
I constantly, when it's 10 o'clock at night and I'm making lunches and I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I'll remind myself, someday you're not going to be making lunches anymore and you're going to be so sad.
Yeah.
And then I feel guilty that I'm oh, damn this lunch, annoyed
Right.
by it. And then I'm like, you're not going to be doing this and you'll be so sad and lonely,
Right.
So it's like, we're constantly dealing with this guilt and
turmoil. It's like turmoil.
Yeah.
But my question is this. I don't think my mother had any, not my mother, but my mother didn't have any feelings like this, but women of her age.
No, I agree.
They didn't think twice about it.
No.
You getting on the school bus, I'll see you when you get home, And I mean, it was different then too. I ate in the lunchroom and I took the bus to school. She didn't have anything to do, or my dad either,
Yes.
depending on who I was living with. But generationally, I don't think our parents cared.
I agree.
And then
Yeah.
think about the generation before that. Like my dad's parents, the function of my dad was, is the minute he got off school, he went to work. He worked in their pallet shop. He worked on the farm. He was like an employee. Like they had lots of kids so they could run their farm.
As I watch him working in your backyard.
I know, he's so cute with his little apron on. And he's got his little tool apron. He's so cute. He's just constantly working. And I'm like, poor guy, that's what he was told he was worth. You have to work from the minute you wake up until the minute you collapse at the end of the day. And then he created this generation that is me, or us. But I don't know. I wonder what our kids will pull from what we did.
Right.
Are they going to feel like, well, yeah, I should just get whatever I want when I want it, because that's what I got at home. And by 13, I was cooking my dad's dinner every single night. I was doing laundry for the entire household, cleaning the whole house, and going to school and doing my homework. And I cannot imagine Georgia Kreischer doing 1/8 of what I did just every day because I had to do it. And then I think to myself, I'm glad that she has the freedom to read a book when she wants to read a book. But I mean, she has chores. She has to unload the dishwasher. She does the laundry on the weekends. So it's not like she has no chores at all, but it's definitely not the same.
Right.
So I wonder how that's going to affect them in the long run.
They don't have the freedom that we had in terms of.
Well, that's true.
They don't have the freedom that we had in terms of our ability to just take off.
Yeah.
Like I would be gone from sun up till sundown.
Same.
And I was definitely on my own. Like at the, my son's 14. At 14, I was totally taking care of myself.
Oh, totally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Lynn and I've talked
Before.
about this a bunch.
Yeah.
I walked, and Lynn too, walked to school by ourselves from like age 7.
So
In downtown Atlanta.
He'll never listen to this, but he's 14. He's still like, hey, can you do my hair, Mom? Because he uses product now and he doesn't know how to do it. It's like, I mean, that's like, I'm like, do I need to wipe your ass too? Like, really? Can we figure out how to do your own hair?
Yeah.
But yeah, he still needs me to do that.
Right.
I mean, I can't even imagine.
But the difference is too, I didn't want my parents doing that for me.
Yeah.
But my kids want me to do that for them, which is different too.
Yeah.
I wonder why. Why is it different?
Well, I think because we could do, I don't want to say anything we wanted because it's not really, we had to do everything ourselves. So we could essentially do whatever we wanted because we didn't have like the strict parents watching over us. Like now I feel like there's a lot we have to watch over. And if, and it might not be me, I might be totally fine sending Sydney to walk to the end of the street to Vivian's house.
Right.
But then it's like, well, these jackasses haul ass out of their driveway and they're not going to see her. And the house, how sad is it? It can't be 5 houses, or else. Oh my God, what are the neighbors going to think? Are they going to call because she seems so tiny and she's walking to the end of the street? Because there's just always someone out there that is either going to disagree. And they just are looking for some. They're looking at someone else to point their flaws out so that they don't look internally to themselves. I feel like a lot of times because it's easier to be like, oh, well, I would never let my kid do that. Because we all say things like when we don't have kids, like, oh, I would not let my kid do that.
Oh my gosh.
But
Do you remember the stuff you said before you had kids?
Oh,
Yes.
Go.
What is wrong with that woman?
I know.
Baby crying in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Take him outside,
Oh, I said the opposite. I remember being at a family friend's house and she had like a middle school son and she was making him a peanut butter sandwich. And I was like, the dude can't make his own fucking sandwich? And she was like, well, I mean, he likes when I make it. And now, do my kids make their own sandwich? No. I always make it. And I'm like, oh my God, what a hypocrite. I was really, my chicken got out. Uh-oh.
Oh, he was out there walking when I came in.
She was?
Yeah.
She's trying to get in the coop. I pressure washed the coop and I blocked her out of it so it will dry. And she's trying to lay an egg. That's Charlotte. She's mean.
Oh.
She's not nice.
Whose was she?
Isla's. She's sassy. She's mean. Anyway.
Yeah. So our weight and how we carry it. It's I think it is like a very deep thing.
I think it is a
Especially
deep
with women
thing.
our age.
I think with women our age, and I was taking care of my grandmother. My grandmother had a stroke. She passed away about 18 months ago, and I had to help change her diaper. And I didn't realize I had her body until I had gained some weight, and I went, oh, wow! Like if I don't take care of myself, I'm gonna look like my grandmother, who's a complete and total apple with stick legs. And I was like, I don't want to look like an apple with stick legs. And I don't remember her looking any other way.
Oh, really?
Like my whole life, she was an apple with stick legs. And I just saw the curve and the shape of her body when she was naked. And I was like, oh my God, that's exactly oh my God, that's my future. That's my future. This is terrible. I love my granny, but I don't want her body. I'd much rather have somebody else. Or maybe mine just healthier,
Yeah.
And she's in the rural South, so she wasn't exactly eating a lot of kale.
Right.
I don't even think she knew what kale
Unless it was fried.
No, I don't think she even knew what kale was. I mean, she ate vegetables, but they were clearly not, potatoes and beans and peas and stuff. So I don't know. It is hard. But what do you think is going to be the hardest food for you to like transition out of, food wise?
Bread and pasta.
Bread and pasta. What do you think, Jeannie?
Well, because I can't have gluten. Probably not those two. It's more like sweets, I think.
Yeah.
Or like sometimes I grab like hummus and chips in the afternoon. Switching, you can still have a little bit of the hummus, but then switching to having it be like, I've been trying the past few days to slice up Persian cucumbers and do those instead. Not as good as chips.
No.
But
Use carrots because they're still crunchy.
you know what? This is the craziest thing is I have like if I can have a few carrots, but they start to give me a headache because
Because they're too hard to crunch.
yeah, they're too hard to crunch. That's that.
Yeah.
I can have a few. So I've been doing sliced Persian cucumbers and then sliced peppers.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Mine's going to be junk. Like absolute. Bert Kreischer is the worst because he eats really good, but he buys what he wants to eat and then leaves it in the house. So he'll buy like 3 varieties of Oreos and leave them in the house. Or he'll buy 3 huge family-size bags of Doritos and Lay's and just leave them in the house.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but I live here 7 days a week. You're here 2 days a week and you don't eat them anyway.
Oh,
Sorry.
it's painful. Yeah.
So I think that's going to be my problem is trying to get him to stop buying that shit. And then when he does buy it, to just throw it away.
Just throw it away, right?
Because I feel so wasteful to just throw it away. I feel like he just spent $10 on a bunch of crap I shouldn't be eating.
He spent 20 because he went to Gelson.
Yes, he
That's
spent
right.
20 at Gelson. You're right. Totally right. Yeah. So that's going to be the hardest for me. If it weren't in the house, I would never buy it.
And another thing is if I don't have the food that I should be eating, I'm going to try to like run over to Gelson's and go get like make a salad or a healthy, not a bad salad, but like go get something instead of grabbing something from my house that's not good.
Right. Me too. I think that
We're lucky that we have that so close.
We are so lucky we have that.
I mean, we could just get it. You can get a chicken breast there and then get like a little side of that Tuscan kale salad and
Totally. Yes. I mean, I may even what we do here. I don't know how healthy their whole chicken is. I would imagine it's just roasted. They don't put any kind of oil.
it's
or anything in it.
rotisserie, I think.
Yeah, it's rotisserie. I usually go buy one a week, and then we eat whatever
picking off
with it all week. Bert will eat half a chicken in one sitting. So, and they have an organic rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
So I may just start stocking up on that.
Yeah.
'Cause meat is not my preference. I like steak. I'm not crazy about chicken. I had salmonella in
not
college.
either.
And ever since I had salmonella in college, I can eat a little bit of chicken, then all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I can't eat another
I
bite.
don't eat pork anymore because of you. Because you told me
Why?
that pigs were super smart
They
and that you
are.
can train them and that they can learn how to sit and
Yes.
stay. And then after that, I thought I look at them like dogs and I don't eat dogs. So I'm not eating
sorry.
pigs. So I haven't had pork in years. And I don't eat a lot of red meat because it tends to upset my stomach. So I do
does it?
chicken and fish and just veggie stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I heard boiled a lot of hard eggs.
Oh, that's
obviously.
good.
And that way I can cut them up and put
Autumn
them in.
has that for her breakfast a lot, she said.
I give it to my kids. But I also can put them in salad so I have the protein in the salad.
Right. And that's
along.
easy to do. If you're going to boil one, you may as well boil 6 and then you have them for
well,
a
that's
week.
what I did. So
Yeah.
that's what I've been doing.
That's a good plan.
That's a good plan.
Good plan.
Just
And
so I
they're-
have some protein.
Yeah. I eat a good breakfast. That's the thing. When I've looked at her breakfast, I was like, that's what I already eat.
Yeah.
I already eat like either I already eat like 2 scrambled eggs, and I do it with non-fat cooking spray.
And she said she wants you to not do an egg white, do the whole egg.
Yeah, do the
because
whole
she wants
egg.
the healthy fat. Yeah.
Yeah. So the breakfast, I was like, I got breakfast down. That's not going to be a problem. I love the Shakeology.
I do too.
They're actually really good.
So today I always do the Trader Joe's unsweetened almond milk, and then I did vanilla, which is my favorite, and blueberries, fresh blueberries, not frozen, and cinnamon.
Oh, yum.
It's really good.
That sounds really good. I still have the chocolate left over. I'm going to reorder vanilla so I can kind of have a variety.
Yeah, I love the vanilla.
But I was surprised at how good they were. I thought they were going to be gnarly. I don't know, because shakes are, you never know with that
Yeah.
stuff. And I was really surprised. And then Jeannie told me to get this like peanut butter powder.
The peanut, PB2.
Oh, it's really good.
Really?
So you
Peanut
do
butter.
that with the chocolate. Do the chocolate with the PB2 powder, which is like really high in protein, low in fat, and a banana.
See, I'm not a huge chocolate fan.
Oh, well, I definitely like the vanilla better, but if
Really?
I'm doing the chocolate, I usually do it with a banana. Sometimes I'll do strawberries, but I like the chocolate banana, but then you add the PB2. So I would do that if I knew I wasn't going to be eating anything for a while, because I feel like
Right.
it fills you up a lot more.
It's really filling. That's the thing too, is that it's, I think I don't remember how many calories they are when you don't put anything in
And
them.
they're plant-based.
Not
They're not.
much, but
I mean, like, because I know a lot of the shakes out there are nasty. They're filled with so much stuff, but if you read what's in them, they're really healthy.
yeah, it's all like high intensity foods, right? Really good food. So anyway, if you want to try some, I'll give you a couple scoops.
I know I can give you some
Lynn.
scoops.
Okay. I was going to do like near
A slim fast.
No. I did this 10-day
nasty.
10-day juice cleanse, and I put like hemp powder in it for protein, and they're actually really good. I have to check sugar content on that though. I mean, everything's like fresh vegetables and kale and spinach. But once you add mango and that kind of stuff, tastes really good though.
Yeah, it tastes really
I'm
good.
Sure. I love mangoes.
So when are we actually starting? I'm planning on starting. You're starting Monday, Lynn, right?
Yeah, Monday.
Okay. And your mom's coming next
So my
week.
mom comes. She comes tomorrow.
Oh my God, that's
I
exciting.
know. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
How long
It's
she
all
stay?
depends on
What do
her
you mean,
health.
hopefully?
Well, she's coming, but she's her health isn't great, so it depends whether she can get on that plane or not. She's supposed to stay till Monday,
Okay.
and then we go to Mammoth
Oh, good.
on Thursday, and then I go to Market for work, which is like Vegas for a week, and it's not actually, we don't go out to dinner because we work so late,
Right.
But I don't even get a break for lunch, so literally it's like shoving almonds or a bar.
Right.
So it's just really hard.
It's insane, yeah.
It's really hard to do it. So I hate to like do it for a week and then not.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to do is change the eating habits now, eating healthier now, and do the workouts when I can. And then the goal was as soon as I got back from Vegas Market to start and do it like
To do the 21 days.
hardcore,
Right,
21
right.
days straight. Yeah.
That's a good plan.
Yes. And normally I drive to Vegas so I can bring my own food, but I'm
Right.
staying in a hotel that only has a little tiny fridge, and so I decided to fly so that I
Yeah.
didn't have to deal with driving.
It sounds like it's just too hard. I know, but Bert was like, I don't understand why you keep putting it off. And I'm like, Jimmy Kemp, my daddy, is here. Do you think that I'm going to be able to do the 21 fix with my dad?
Well,
he wakes up and puts his overalls on and goes, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we doing today? What are we doing today? What project we have today? We're going to rebuild a fence. We're going to rebuild a gate. We're going to do this. And I'm like, I can't go. Yeah, I'm just going to work out for 30 minutes. I tried it this morning. I said, I have this podcast coming over. My house is a wreck. So I'm going to really go through my house and whip it into shape. It's going to take me like an hour. He interrupted me. I swear to God, every 2 or 3 minutes. I just need you to look at this one thing. If you just look at this one thing, then I can do it while you're doing the rest. And I was like, deep breath, deep breath.
Well, not only that, as we talked about earlier, like we're so frustrated with half-assing, trying to do different things. I didn't want to start this and have it be one more thing I feel guilty about.
Yeah.
That I half-assed
point.
it. That I
Yeah.
didn't do it the right way. That I, there's enough that I feel like shit about. Like I don't need to add this to the list.
Right.
Which is the answer to Bert's question.
Which is the answer to Bert's question? Yeah.
Like we just weren't
Why
ready.
half-ass it? We want to do it right.
Well, yeah, that's what I told him too. He was like, you need to start it now. And I was like, I want to do it right. And if I'm not prepared, as we learned in my podcast with Jair, one of the main differences between Bert and I is I am a list maker, taskmaster, and I need to have a plan laid out in front of me. And that makes me comfortable. He is the opposite. He's the wing it, off the cuff. List. I shit on lists. Lists are for fucking nerds. I don't understand who needs a list. Lists are for assholes. You know how many times I have to make him sit down and make a list, and then after he goes through the list, he's like, "The list was pretty helpful." I'm like, "Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
fucking jerk." I just have to make you sit down. And the guy even said what was really amazing about Jair is he was like, if someone will make a list for you, you'll be all right, but you're not going to sit down and make a list. And I was like, oh my God, do you have a hidden camera in here? The arguments we have about making a list? I can't do anything without a list. So I was like, I can't just go, yeah, I'm going to do this 21 day fix starting now. Well, half the day's gone and I clearly haven't eaten the plan.
Right.
I don't even know my password. I have to get it all set up on but that Beachbody portal is pretty amazing.
It is amazing.
I mean, they don't sponsor obviously this podcast, but I mean, it's awesome. There's so much resource there.
There is. It does make it that's what makes it feel manageable, I think.
I think so, because you feel like if you have a question, you can find an answer.
Right.
And you can do that workout from anywhere, because if you have the login, you can do it from your phone.
Well, since my husband said, he said, well, you could still do the workouts in Las Vegas. You can hook it to the... And I was
because you have
like,
so much free
are
time.
you fucking kidding me? I stand and walk for 12 hours a day, and I'm going to wake up and do a 30-minute... No.
No. And by the way, I tried that. I couldn't get off the toilet. That would not be good in Vegas,
No, I'm
right?
hoping
You were
that,
not there to help me.
So
Right.
you guys, I'm going to do it tomorrow, and I'll let you know, because I'm hoping that now that I've those muscles realize they're attached to my body. And then I'm engaging them again.
Right.
That maybe this time won't be as bad, but I'm doing it again tomorrow.
Oh
so
my
I'll let you know.
I'm not doing it tomorrow.
I'm just going to do the workout. I'm not doing all the. I'm going to do the workout, and I'm going to do the first one again because that's the one that killed me. The second one,
Well, you
first
have to.
one's
You're supposed to
cardio,
do
right?
them
Yeah.
in order, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have. I mean, it's every little thing you're doing as you're doing it. You don't realize, like, but it's just so well thought. It's in literally every muscle of your body.
Forget it.
Stuff hurt that I didn't know
Like your
existed.
earlobe?
I mean, everything hurt. My neck definitely hurt, but like my sides here, like everything hurt. But my neck hurt because I probably wasn't doing the ab stuff correctly.
Your head was helping.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Because
Come
all of a
on.
sudden I'm sitting here doing the lifts, and she's like, "If you're doing this with your neck, it's not right." And I looked over at the TV. I'm like, "Yep, that's what I'm doing."
Shit.
It's so much easier than actually lifting my chest, though.
It is. And it makes,
Which
you're
is
like, this
expanding
isn't so bad.
exponentially in this age group, right?
Oh my God, yes, totally. My boobs are the biggest they've ever been.
Ever, right? Ever. Like I measured them and went, whoa.
Whoa, yeah.
Now that part Bert's not going to want to change. But it may be a package deal because
Yes.
I put on clothes and go, you look like a linebacker. And it's the boobs.
Yeah.
Because everything hangs big on the boobs.
Yes.
Sorry, Halston.
Yeah,
Talking about
it
boobs.
does.
But then I may start with you, Lynn. So
On
then
Monday?
I may cheat off your homework on Sunday.
That's
I may
okay.
call you and go, "What are you eating
That's
this week?"
fine. That's
so we
fine.
can figure it out. And so, did you say that Darren was bringing you her cookbook?
He's printing the whole entire thing. It's like 60 pages, but I'll ask him to print it for you guys too.
I think I have
you.
the 60-page thing.
And it has a lot of recipes.
It has recipes
Oh
in
no,
it.
see,
I
I
have
don't know
that.
if there's recipes now that I think about it. I may have just been on the portal, and if you keep going through it, it has. I mean, I'm telling you, hundreds of recipes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay,
You can
I'll go
even
on
there's
that.
videos of her cooking them.
She has a cookbook out.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not just saying
yeah.
that either because my husband works on those shows.
No, she has a cookbook, but she and her brother have a show on their portal.
And we ran
that's
into
cooking.
her brother at Laurel Tavern.
You did?
What?
Yes, and I was like hiding when I ordered. Although I only ordered.
I just put my napkin over my plate.
Yeah.
I ordered the. I was sharing with my friend Claudine, but we were splitting an artichoke and a burger.
Okay. You
That's
hid
not so bad.
an artichoke?
I love an artichoke.
Yeah, but you should have just not
I
hid
know, but
that
I'm
part.
dipping it in the ranch.
Wow.
Well, then there's that. You should have just hidden the ranch.
Yeah.
Just put the
But he
ranch
was
under the
there,
table.
Yeah. So they both live right by here.
Do they really?
So maybe like we can just go over and ask her.
Totally.
Yeah,
Knock,
just
knock,
stalk her.
knock.
It's fine.
Yeah, she lives really close to her.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm glad we're doing it together. I know that, Jeannie's, you're going to be right behind us, but
Yeah.
it is still together.
And we can still talk
Yes.
and about the recipes that we're doing and stuff.
And it's good that you've already done the workouts. I did the workouts I did 1 week of the 21-day fix, and something happened and I got totally derailed. I didn't do the food. I just did the workout.
workouts.
And I remember the same, being like, the muscles between my rib bones hurt. Like I mean, like it hurt to breathe.
Yes.
It
did. My chest hurt to breathe,
It
yeah.
hurt to breathe.
Yeah.
But that's good, right?
I felt like I had done it right.
Right? Because you are in pain.
Because I was in
Yeah, I
pain.
must have.
But it was like a little bit sad too, because as I said, like I can run 6 miles, so why can't I do that?
Right.
But it's totally different.
I know I ran with you and I was like, I kept up with you for most of it. And then at a certain point I petered out and you just kept on going. I was like, holy cow, Jeannie's in great shape.
So that's my. I put on music, and when I run or if I go for a chick walk, that's like my meditation, because I'm not patient enough just to sit there quietly. I know that's the way they say you're supposed to do it.
Right.
I can't. Can you do that?
No.
No, yeah. We're
can.
we're a good yin and yang, but I can't do that. And so when I go for a run, literally I will be running and listening to music, and all of a sudden I'll look around and I'm completely like I don't even know how I got there.
That's
Like,
awesome.
I get so deep into thought about something
Right.
that I'll be like, oh, I've got a long way to go home. And then I like start working my way back home. But like I can completely lose where I am.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really great.
I need that.
Yeah. There's a great app for meditation that's a 5-minute meditation. And now they have shown that even just 5 minutes is really effective. It's called Headspace. And it's a free app. And it literally just walks you through. It starts with like 1 minute and then builds you up to 5 minutes.
Headspace, you say?
Headspace.
Okay.
And I was like, I can't. My mother forced me to meditate as a child.
Really?
Yes. She was Mahishi yogi.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And we went to the center all the time. And when I became a certain age, I got initiated into transcendental meditation and had to learn to meditate. And she forced me to meditate every day, 7 days a week for 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And it was, as a child, I was very hyper, and it was probably really good for me. But I still can't sit there for 30 minutes.
No.
But 5 minutes I can do. I was doing it in the morning. I have like a 10-minute window between like, okay, everything's in the dishwasher. I got about 10 minutes before I got to start getting Isla out the door. So I was taking 5 minutes of that 10 minutes and meditating. It was really cool. That app was really easy.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
So it's a Headspace, yeah.
Okay, so antidepressants, Headspace, lavender pills,
Get it where you
21
can.
Day Fix, wine, coffee. Got it.
Big boobs. We got it all. Okay. So when should we meet again? When should we talk again? Like in a week or so? Well,
Sure.
you won't be here, but
Yeah.
well, maybe we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. I'll be here on a Wednesday.
Because I want to like keep talking about this on the podcast. So if people decide to do it with us,
Yes.
because you can text BERT, B-E-R-T, to 303030 and get 30 days free of the Beachbody portal.
Oh, cool.
So if,
so people might want to join you.
yeah, so
that'd be
21
fun.
days is clearly less
All
than
right,
30.
so I'm not
So-
going to be doing it exactly, but I'll be doing a lot of the food and doing some of the workouts, and then so I would like to keep up with the.
Okay,
podcast
yeah,
and
let's
stuff.
do, because then we can see how we progress. And then hopefully, I'll say that code again is text BERT to 303030 and you'll get 30 days free of the Beachbody portal. And you can clearly do the 21 day fix in 30 days. So
And it's
really
so
cool.
much less, if anyone wanted to keep doing it, honestly, like
Yeah. It's $200 a year, right?
Right. I had a ton of friends who, because New Year's resolutions, who were signing up to do this kickboxing, a guy who owns a gym was doing his kickboxing. You have to work out 5 days a week, and he's going to tell you what to eat and blah, blah, blah. And they were all totally on board.
Yeah.
And it's like $500 for a month. And I was like,
For a month? For a
So they
month?
were sending out this group email, who's in? And I was like, I am completely 100% out. Like, no way. Number one, I'm not spending $500 to have some guy who's not even like a trained nutritionist tell me
Right.
what I should be eating.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just thought at the end of the day too, like I could do this for like nothing compared to that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
And then I have the support of this to continue moving forward with other workouts and other things, that I can keep doing.
and it's less than $20 a month.
Right.
I mean, really, it's less than $20 a month. You don't even, when we were going to Pure Barre, it was $20 a class.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God, classes are so expensive.
they're so
now.
expensive. I mean, it's LA. I'm sure they're not as expensive everywhere else in the country, but this Beachbody portal makes so much sense to me because it's portable and because it's inexpensive and because there's so much content.
Right.
And so I don't know, maybe people will do it with us. And that'd be cool.
That'd be fun.
Email on the website.
But they're not seeing pictures.
Well, no, we're not saying
I'm not
pictures.
posting my picture to nobody. Bert Kreischer ain't seeing my
clarifying.
picture.
And by the way, let me just tell you, I did do my calorie count and stuff. I get more than you. So
You do?
I do.
So you have less to lose than I do, right?
No, I get more. No, it means because I'm bigger, so I need to eat more first.
Really?
Yeah, they give you more because they can't have you go like drastic. Like,
Right.
no, I for sure I have more to lose than you, Leanne.
I was very disheartened by my calorie count. I was like 1,200. I was hoping for 15. Come on, that's one more snack a day. But
That's one more what a day?
One more snack a day.
Oh, yeah.
But I am deceptively like my weight is not much. Like when I talk to my sisters-in-law, like Cotty is the
Yeah.
same height as me. We're the same general size.
Yeah.
She weighs quite a bit more than I do, but she's smaller than me. So I have like bird bones. I have like so
gotcha.
like I weigh a certain amount, but I look like I weigh a lot more than that.
I'm solid.
Does that make sense? I'm solid too, except the bones. The bones are full of air. I looked at myself and go, yeah, I look a lot
So were
bigger
you one of
than
those
that.
little girls when people came by and picked you up, they go, oh, she's filled with air? Like you
Yes.
were teeny tiny? I mean, I know little people like that.
Yeah, I
and
was.
my kids were never like that.
Yeah. Mine neither, by the way.
Yeah, mine were neither of mine, but I would they had friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I remember little Dahlia Marcus. I could like pick her up with like two
Yeah.
little fingers. Like
Yeah.
she was so teeny tiny.
I graduated high school. I was 5 feet tall and weighed 95 pounds
Oh,
when I
God.
graduated high school. And you can look at pictures of me from high school. I look normal. I don't look skinny. I had boobs. I was like a normal looking girl. I grew 4 more inches in college.
Oh, wow.
And then by the time I got out of college, I was like 105.
Wow.
But I didn't look like I weighed 105. I looked a lot bigger than that. I think it's the way my body holds weight. So when I look at the number and I go, oh, it's not bad.
Yeah.
And then you look at the picture and you go, that's really bad. That is really bad.
I think you look great.
Well, thank you.
I'm excited for you though to do this, but I think you look great.
Me too. We're gonna anti-granny my body.
Anti-granny.
Cut it off at the pass. Well, thanks for talking about this today.
Thanks for having us.
And thanks for doing it with me.
Of course.
Thanks for being my friends.
Aw.
We're really lucky. We have a great community of ladies in this neighborhood. So it's a privilege. Thank you.
It is.
Thanks.